It is June, it is Monday. Welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here on Mahala Monday. My name is Dugald. Brilliant to be with you today, and I'm telling you I'm excited. As always, this excitement is shared by the one and truly amazing co-host, the best in the world.
Wow, thank you, Dugald.
And when I say co-host, I mean like other presenters, like 50-50. That's what I mean. Rhoda is here. Look at her.
Thank you, Dugald. Thank you, Dugald. Welcome everybody to Mahala Monday on a very cold Monday, I must say. So the weekend obviously was extremely cold as well, and there was quite a bit of snow that was falling. So please, guys, stay warm. I know it's very cold out there, but welcome to Mahala Monday.
No, it is great to have you along with us. So first things first, we would like you to subscribe and be part of this, and go check out some of our amazing programs that we have, because we do this in collaboration with The Word magazine, which is exactly what we're doing today. So this is just brilliant, and you don't want to miss this show. So remember, like, share, subscribe. Please do us that big honorable favor it will be for us.
Definitely.
Please do that. But I tell you what, I want to get straight into tonight's show. We don't want to talk too much still about anything else, because yes, we're cold and all of that, but we're going to be warm now, because sometimes the word legends is used maybe too much, right? But in this instance, we're talking legend. Now let me add to that.
Yes.
Sometimes the word icon might be used a little bit too much. But in this instance, I think it is how it is.
It is what it is.
Somebody that needs very little introduction when it comes to music, when it comes to the entertainment industry of our land, and of course, one of those people that we are very proud to say is South African, because this is a person who has represented South Africa on the world stage, is really a legend, and for generations has really inspired, entertained, and just made all of us happy. And for the whole day, I've had one song in my head, because what can I say tonight? We're talking to an absolute icon.
And besides that, Dougal, you know what? Another level of royalty. That's how I feel.
Yes, 100%.
Royalty on another level.
100%.
And this is the reason why she is called our princess of South Africa. So you know what? I'm so proud to have her on our show tonight.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this happens, and when it happens, you know what? It happens right here on Mahala Monday. The one, the only, the incomparable Yvonne Chaka Chaka on Mahala Monday. Yvonne, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. Boy, are we starstruck. I am. But let me just welcome. Hello.
Well, thank you very much, Rhoda. Thank you, Dugald, for having me on this Mahala Monday, which is extremely cold. Johannesburg. I know you guys are sitting nice in Cape Town without jerseys, but look at us in Joburg. Yo, it's freezing. It's cold.
Oh, shame, man.
It is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for gracing with your presence. Thank you for being here with us. It is absolutely extraordinary. And let me just say, on behalf of myself, Rhoda, my children, my family, my friends, the rest of the people, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, thank you so much for everything. But yes, I was telling Rhoda earlier, I mentioned to you off here as well, like, thank you, Mr. DJ, has been in my head the whole day. That's always been in my head the whole day, and we're going to talk about it. But you need very little introduction. So straight off the bat, let's go here, because recently you celebrated a milestone birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like a dinosaur, man. When you're 20, you never think you'll be 40. When you're 40, you never think you'll be 50. And when you're 50, you never think you'll be 60. But I must say that I'm loving my 60. I'm just grateful to God, for the life, for the experience, and for the chance that He's given me. So from when I started singing, I didn't think I'd be here today. When you calculate, you think, okay, 2025, I'll be 60.
Yeah.
It will be my 40th anniversary in this creative industry.
Wow.
That is if I'm still existing or relevant or things like that. But I can never stop thanking my fans for the support that they've given me, the chance they've granted me to perform for them, and obviously Mahala Monday for having me on this program. You could have had anybody else, but I'm just so grateful and very humbled.
But believe us, the privilege is ours. Believe us, the privilege and the honor is definitely ours. So, and it is funny hearing you say that you know what I mean, that we all, and here you are, and I mean, you, in my mind, and the viewer's mind, and in so many other people's minds, you this icon, I mean, like Rhoda said, you royalty. And to hear you talk from like such a humble perspective and being so gracious, is like, we don't know what tomorrow holds, and will we even make 60 and to be blessed with that sort of lifespan? You reflect on it. When you reflect on your career as a musician, as the songstress that you've been, how do you feel now when you look back at like early Yvonne doing her thing?
You know, I always say, we always plan. You plan and you say to yourself, this is what I want for myself. And sometimes, you know, life can be different. So for me, being in the music industry, it was not something that was planned. When I completed my high school, I was meant to go and study law. Okay. Because that's what my mother wanted me to do. But I wanted to be a chartered accountant. But because my mother did not have the money to take me to university, she sent me to go and look for a scholarship. And whilst I was going to town, because I lived in Soweto, so I had to go to town in Johannesburg to go to a place called Race Relations to go and look for a scholarship. And the queues were long. I must have gone to the place more than 3-4 times. And this particular Friday, I diverted and I went to the old SABC on Commissioner Street. And that's where it all started. I met a guy called Louis Hlophe. He had brought Magino, Kim Kelly's stuff. And I was with another lady there, and he invited us to come to his workplace, which was Defon Records. I'm sure you can see on the, like, it's all Defon Records. Wow. And I got to Defon, and remember, I was not the one invited. It was the other lady. But as I said, we planned things, but God had it the other way around. Exactly. And so Phil Hollis gave me to listen to the tape of I'm in Love with the DJ, and gave me 4 Purple 5 Rands and asked me to come back on Monday. And that was the beginning and the start of Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
Wow. And at that stage, what a story. I mean, this is like, you know, it's like something out of nothing, and it turns out to be a huge thing.
Well, you know, for me, it was not something that I had planned. I was not, so it just happened because the lady was the one who was invited. She invited me. So she went into the boardroom. I don't know what happened. And whilst I was sitting there thinking, I'm not the one invited, I think I must leave. As I was standing up to leave, Phil Hollis called me and said, do you want to try your luck? And I was like, quite, you know, like, no, try what? I'm not here for that, because this is not for me. I want to go and study law. But he insisted. And when I got into the boardroom, I listened to the song. He asked me to sing. And I just said, well, you know, I don't think singing is my thing. And he just said, sing anything. So, you know, I burst into the song and I went, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. And the guy just said, I found my girl. Just like that.
Wow. Now, you know what? let that be a lesson there for everybody. Never say no.
Definitely.
Never say no. Just do it. So, I want to really hear more about this. What a fascinating story. That is just a brilliant. We definitely got to adventure, but we also got some comments. And we just want to remind the viewers, if you've got a question or you want to comment on anything, then please, it's all part of our live stream. It's interactive, of course. So we look forward to that. Jabbar says, hello, hello, hello. It is saying hi to you as well, Yvonne. Hello, wishing you a good day. Thank you very much. Mark Saul says, Mahala Monday, Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Yes, can you believe it? There's truly royalty in the building. Welcome to Mahala Monday. That is what Mark Saul is saying. Thank you very much. An exciting feature. Can't wait for this episode. So, yeah,
definitely.
He's excited. He's excited to look. Thank you very much for that, for sending those through. But keep those comments coming, of course, which is absolutely brilliant. You do have a question for Yvonne, of course, so we will pose that to her. So Yvonne, there it is. I got to ask you, up until that point where the man in the boardroom said to you, please just try your luck at this. I mean, you never considered yourself a singer at all, a musician at all. And did anybody up until that time, because you now done with schools, you're around about 18, 19 years old, at that time, did people ever tell you, oh, you sing beautifully, just even in church, or, you know, your mother or anybody like that?
You know, I guess every child, in fact, every black child will sing. We sing in the, you know, okay, we didn't have showers, you know. You just sing behind the house. So we had competitions, you know, because I grew up in Soweto. So we would either have competitions where we sing wedding songs. So this street will go and compete with the other street, and then we'll group each other and go to other townships. So Dobsonville girls will go to Jabulani or Zola.
Wow.
And that's how we grew up. But, you know, I just sang in church, you know, in the choir. I didn't think anything special really, because that was the only thing that got you out of trouble, you know. I've always been a nerd. I liked reading. I was always very competitive at school. So, and we had a library in Dobsonville, and very few townships had libraries. You know, this is what apartheid did to us. So there was a lady who was the priest's wife just opposite us. She would insist that she's going to give us something. So we would go to the library, and I would make sure, because I've always wanted to be gifted. And when you had stamps, it meant you've read so many books.
Yeah.
So I would go to the library, you know, and get a couple of books to read. And I'm so grateful to that lady, because we didn't even attend her church, but she collected all the kids around the township and gave us her place.
Wow.
There was an organ at church, and she would say to the kids, come and practice. You can come and read from here. I mean, she did things which were not done by that time. She looked after us. She gave us her space in church to come and read, and she will teach us all sorts of things. And may her soul rest in peace, because that woman was just so amazing.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Makes such a big difference, eh?
Yeah, no, it does. And here you are, 40 years at the forefront of South African music, and people can obviously see behind you there's albums, some of them are gold there, and those I'm now assuming are obviously the accolades that you've received, and for various songs.
Well, yeah, we've got from I'm in love with the DJ to I'm burning up to Mother.
Oh, look at that. It's wall to wall here.
And, these are just some of them, you know. These are just some of the gold disc and the platinum discs. And yeah, and I'm just so grateful to everybody, you know, who supported me and was just there for me. It hasn't been easy. But I'm just so grateful that today Yvonne is still here, and I'm doing this interview with you. Yeah, during our times, you know, we sold records and we had gold discs and things like that. I'm not sure if that still counts, because now it's streams.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
True.
But when you look back at a career of 40 years. I mean, we're talking 60-40 in terms of working and, you know, age. When you reflect back on that, and people say to you, you've left your mark, we're talking legacy here. How do you interpret that?
You know, people say legacies. I always say life is for the living. I don't want people to be talking about my legacy, because when I'm dead and gone. And so life is for the living. So for me, it's appreciating life now, showing up now for those who need my help, and doing the things that make me feel good and the things that make me a better person now. So obviously it all started with the music, and that gave me a platform that I could not have had. Traveling, you know, I mean, I could never have imagined as a 13-year-old sitting in Dobsonville, you know, being in a meeting and sitting down with Bill Gates.
Oh, wow.
Or,
Wow.
you know, being in a meeting at the United Nations with Ban Ki-moon. I would not have imagined. So all those things, they've given me a platform, and in return, what do I have to do? I have to then say, these are the people who gave me a hand up, and how do I reciprocate? And I guess that's made me want to do all the philanthropic work that I do. Obviously, I can't be everything to everybody, so I help where I can. The couple of children that I've paid for their fees to go to school and university, the humanitarian work that I do with the UN, with rollback malaria, and with UNICEF, you know, doing lots of advocacy for long-lasting nets and indoor residual spraying, and just making sure that the Global Fund is fully funded. It's me saying, you've given me the platform, and this is my gift back to you.
Wow, wow.
And it is extraordinary to know. And I want to talk a little bit more about your philanthropy, because I want to touch on your foundation as well. But just moving a little bit back to something you said. I mean, Bill Gates, you mentioned. I mean, talk about, and I'm going to say this with the biggest amount of respect I can muster. I mean, when people name drop, there's not that many people who can name drop Ban Ki-moon and Bill Gates in the same sentence. There's not many people who can. In fact, it's not just you. But let me ask you this. Out of all the things, is there one moment that have stood out for you? And I'm sorry I'm pressing you here. Is there one moment that have just stood out for you where you just thought to yourself, wow, look where I am, look what I'm doing now, look who I'm talking to?
You know, I've been very, very lucky, and I'm sure there are other people who are luckier than I am, but really, you know, I've had dinners, I've had presents, gifts from people like Oprah, you know.
Wow.
I've dined, I've even performed and dined with the Queen of England.
Wow.
I've been on stage with people like Bono, you know, Beyonce. I mean, Bono was like, my kids called him Uncle Bono. I mean, he's done so much good work in the philanthropic space as well, you know, with the One campaign. And just being, you know, in the same room with Madiba, him coming to my home to come and visit, to come and have dinner with us.
Wow.
With Bishop Tutu, whom I call Daddy, by the way, just these amazing people. So I consider myself very, very lucky to have been in the midst of all those people. I mean, I was invited to come and launch the Presidential Malaria Initiative at the White House in 2006.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, wow.
With President Bush.
Yeah.
So I can only say thank you for the platform, really, because if I was not Yvonne, who's in this space, I would have probably been a hopeless lawyer and maybe a less effective accountant, because I wanted to be a chartered accountant and Mom wanted me to be a lawyer. But because I was in the space, I mingled and interacted with so many people. But for me, it was going back to those ordinary people, because I know where I come from.
Exactly.
So it became very easy, whether I was with Princess Astrid of Belgium, who is a very good friend, you know, to go back to those ordinary people, because I am an ordinary person anyway, and I fully understand how is it like not to have food, to go to bed without food.
Yeah.
So I've had lots of good experiences, and I'm just grateful for that.
Wow.
I just want to go back again a little bit, especially to your birthday. And I got very excited because we obviously share, I found out we share a birthday, which is the 18th of March, and made me extremely excited. We're twins.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And you did something magnificent, because just listening to you, you're always putting back, you're always trying to do your best. Could you tell us about the partnership with ShopRite, how that all came about?
Well, I've always, as I said, I've always known that in 2025 I'm going to turn 60, and it would have been my 40th anniversary in the creative industry, and I thought I've been very lucky, really, to not to be sick and not ailing and not complaining, and I thought, how do I tell the people who've supported me that I appreciate them? So I went to a retail store to ask for a partnership, one of the retail stores, and they said they'll come back to me. And I get bored very easily. And after 2 days, when they didn't come back to me, I then called ShopRite. And when I called ShopRite, I spoke to Wendy Lucas Bull. And I said, I'm turning 60 and it's my 40th birthday. And what is 60 plus 40? So it was very funny because Wendy was laughing. He said, 60 plus 40 is 100, Yvonne. So what does that mean? I said, so 60 plus 40, it's 100. And so I'm asking for 100 food parcels because I don't want presents, but I want to give back to the community. And for me, it was, yes, it's 60th anniversary and 40th. 100 is quite little in somebody's, thinking. But for me, I just thought 60 and 40, it's 100, and I can't be anything to everyone. So just the 100 people, there's a lot of significance in it. And they then came to the party. So I'm really grateful to ShopRite for actually seeing my vision and said, we'll come on board, because we're able to give 100 food parcels to 100 families.
Wow.
It's extraordinary. It is really fantastic. That is great. And also for corporates to jump on board and then to be as effectively and as conscious and aware as it is. So that is fantastic. Now, you also have your own foundation, the Princess Foundation, Princess of Africa Foundation. And that's been around for a couple of years.
Yes, we launched the Princess of Africa Foundation in 2006. And thank you to Paul Wolfowitz, who was the head of the World Bank at that time. And he was in South Africa for the World Economic Forum, and he launched the Princess of Africa Foundation.
Beautiful.
Wow. So 20 years. I mean, that's quite an innings.
Well, it has been a long time, really. And obviously for me, I wanted to do good, through the Princess of Africa Foundation, because this was also enhancing all the work that I was doing with the UN. And I thought, I'm not going to be traveling for the rest of my life. So I want to do the foundation so that I'm able to do the things that I want to do. And thanks to, different organizations. I mean, MTN was the first foundation to fund the Princess of Africa Foundation. And we went and did indoor residual spraying in Limpopo. We taught people about the plight of malaria to make sure that there's no stagnant water. And we did a lot of advocacy and a lot of education in Limpopo. And this was in 2006, 2007. And fast forward, I was given the fund, funded by Results, which is part of the Gates Foundation, to do all the work in maternal health, TB, AIDS, and malaria. And it's been just a great experience because, when we go back to other places, you then see that the deaths were coming down. People were allowing different people to come and and do indoor residual spraying in their homes. And people were aware that it is important that they use the nets because, you know, sometimes you talk to the people and some of them were taking these nets to go and fish with them.
Oh,
So
my
I look
word.
like them. I'm a woman as well. And so
Yeah.
when I go there to say, you know, these mosquitoes are going to finish you, but these are the things that are amenities that you have to use to prevent yourselves from being bitten.
Yeah.
And so it was very easy because I just didn't want to be a goodwill ambassador that goes there to give a check. I wanted to know if people were using the nets, that people, the numbers were coming down, that houses were sprayed. And I wanted to be fully involved and not just be that goodwill ambassador that comes when there's a big function and things like that. Because for me, it just didn't make sense. But I wanted to be fully involved. And I was granted the opportunity to do that.
Oh, that's great.
That is stunning.
That's great.
Stunning. I do believe there's a comment. I see you very popular, Yvonne. You see, I told you. You're still our cool princess, don't you worry. Was there any comments on that side? Oh no, I think there's some issues on that side. We'll come back to them.
We'll flash a bit a moment. Now also, the foundation has also brought us the BVSM Awards, which is the Backing Vocalists and Session Musicians Awards. And so this has also been around for a while.
You know, I've heard this idea for a very long time, Dugald. What happened was, I remember going into the studio a couple of years ago. I was much younger. And Artie van Wyk and Richard Mitchell were in the studio and they said, we need to put a guitar, you know, on the music. And we also want to put maybe a brass section. And fast forward, we were at EMI. They got the two guys. One guy came and added the guitar. And one guy, his name, I think it was Teaspoon, he came and he played the saxophone. And the song was, This Is From Me to You. The song was totally transformed. And I was much younger at the time. And I sat there and I thought, wow, the song sounds so beautiful. But what hurt me at that time is that Ati took money from his Talk to Me. I'm sure you know Talk to You guys are young. Talk to Me, it's this pocket here. It's the pocket.
Small, yeah, the small one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The tiki pocket.
We call it back the tiki pocket.
And we called it Talk to Me.
Talk to Me.
And the guys were paid, I think, 150 rands for the session because that was the amount.
Wow.
And they left. But that didn't sit well with me at that particular time. I thought, the song is so beautiful. So if this song or this CD, well, there were no CDs then, if this cassette sells 10,000 copies or 20,000 or 50,000, these people who changed and transformed the song and made it sound so beautiful have got absolutely no recourse. And they just got the session fee, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, something needs to be done. But I was young then, but every time I met with a session artist, I would ask them, what can one do to make sure that you are part of the value chain? But really, I mean, nobody cared. There were session musicians, they came in, they worked with Brenda Fassie, they worked with Miriam Makeba, they worked with Johnny Clegg, they worked with Hugh Masekela, and that was it. And they were getting the session fee.
Yeah.
And fast forward in 2009, I put up this proposal, which I gave to government to say, I would like to make sure that we bring in session musicians and the backing vocalists, you know, to be part of this big value chain, but nobody took that, you know, into account. And in 2015, I thought, okay, I have to do it myself. I got funding from the Department of Arts and Culture, I got funding from Nando's, I got funding from different people, and we put in the very first BVSMs.
Wow.
For me, which was like, there's no Yvonne without these people. There's no Brenda Fassie without these people.
Definitely.
Now, can you imagine if these people were not given the accolades that they deserve to say, without you, we are nowhere. And I'm happy that I was the first person to say, I acknowledge that there's no Yvonne without you. And so we did the BSM Awards, which is the Backing Vocalist and Session Awards, to say to these people, we appreciate you, we love you, and you are part of the value chain.
Wow.
No, that's so important, because you know what I mean. Always when you talk to artists, everybody works on a project. It's a sum of the parts. You know, everybody has got equal stake in it, which is absolutely fantastic. But I wonder, because you're busy, apart from organizing award evenings, singing, performing, and where you are, you're sitting there in your office, and which is brilliant. But you also an entrepreneur, and you've ventured into homeware, you ventured into hair care. You're doing all sorts of things, Yvonne.
Well, you know, the musician's life, or for people in the industry, it's so unpredictable. You know, these industries are so unpredictable. You never know what tomorrow will give you. So you need to say, whilst the iron is still hot, I need to, you know, make sure that I look well after myself. So I've always had natural hair. You know, in 2010, I worked with this lady and we put in together the products. That did not work very well. Fast forward, I got somebody else to do all my formulas and we got it right. And again, ShopRite showed up for me. We've got the Princess of Africa hair care at ShopRite and all the checkers. And oh yes, I love them, and they are beautiful, and
they do. You gotta love the packaging, yeah.
You know, if you can just look at my hair, really, because for me, you have to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
So I've tried them and I've tested them, and I guess everybody sometimes who works with me, they get very impatient, because for me, it's like we do not have to do things for other people, and if you are not going to use it, then let's not do it. Exactly. So I need to have a product that I can be proud of, that I can also use. So I've seen my hair; it's all natural, and it is for natural hair. And in 2020, I met a company, ITTC, and we went into crockery and cutlery. And I'm grateful to people like Gallagher Estate that uses all my cutlery and crockery. So, I mean, yeah, and just to create jobs as well.
Definitely.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like the sort of homeware thing, you know. I mean, obviously with the hair care thing, yeah, it's nice, but you know, maybe it's her thing, you know what I mean?
We've got something that we can just put on your scalp, you know, just to make it feel good as well.
I do.
You just try it. I'll send you the pack.
There we go. Oh, there's the crockery. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
I saw one of that one of those black plates I saw.
With the gold in it.
with the gold, the red.
It's called the gold splash.
Yeah.
The gold splash, yeah. Stunning.
Fantastic. This looks fantastic. So when it comes to this, how much input do you have when it comes to the design of this?
Well, I work with my team. We put in the designs and everything, and it's just unfortunate. Just hoping we could find, because you have to put this in an oven and bake them properly. I mean, I had to learn a lot. And obviously, with the load shedding that we have in our country, it becomes a problem. So most of this stuff is done in Indonesia and in China. And then we bring the stuff here, and then it's packaged in South Africa. And that's how we create all the jobs. So I have, full control of this, the people that I work with. But I mean, it's very expensive to just do the molds of everything. But all the designs and everything, my partner and I will sit down and we discuss. He's more knowledgeable in this than me. But, I have a lot of input as well. Say, this is the theme that we want to go with. And obviously, from the Chaka Chaka Homeware and ITTC, the people that I've partnered with. We've got the Jenna Clifford stuff, may her soul rest in peace. We make that as well.
Okay.
And we've got Omada, we've got the Chaka Chaka Homeware.
Oh, wow.
And it's been an exciting journey. I keep learning and just reinventing myself and learning,
You are.
you know.
You are.
Definitely.
It's absolutely extraordinary. It is just listening to you. Like, I mean, there's everything that comes your way, you just take it on. Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. You know what I mean? And there is a constant thing, because everything you're doing, also if you look at all your philanthropic work, if you look at how involved you are with your communities, everything is to make things around you easier and better for everybody else, which is which is something we could just be grateful for, and it is wonderful to see. Wonderful to see.
Yeah. And I think the question now is, Yvonne, you are an extremely busy woman. I mean, wow, wow, wow. Just listening to you with all of these things that's happening in your life. My question, and I think all our viewers out there, the very big question is, what's next for Yvonne? And how can they get and stay connected with you? Because obviously there's a lot of people like me and Dugald that is, I mean, we loyal supporters. I mean, I got excited when I saw your name. So what is next for our Yvonne?
Well, we've started a radio station. It's called Woman Radio.
Okay.
Well,
yes,
nice
yes.
man. It's an online radio station where we get young people who are very interested to be in this industry. And yeah, I'd like people to download the app. We've got an app. It's called Woman Radio. And then just listen. So we've got 17 people that work with us. We know that this whole space is like a man's world, but we give them a chance. I've got people like Becky, and we then train them to be either news readers, to be anchors, and to be technicians. So that's what we do. For me, it's like if you are given a chance to help others, do it, you know. So I work with young people because with the 42% of unemployment in our country, it's just so sad to see some of those people with degrees and they're just loitering in the streets. So if you have a platform, why don't you make things better for others? So that's what we do, and we've just been trying to work with different people, you know, thanks to the IDC, because it's been 5 years. Woman Radio was founded in 2018 and started operating on the 20th of October 2020. And I've been very lucky to have smart young people, very opinionated, who've dedicated their lives without any stipend or anything. But thank God, fast forward, we've got the IDC that's come to the party. Obviously, the money has got too many tax, and obviously one has to abide by the rules and regulations and be very transparent in everything that you do. So I'm grateful that these young people would work with enthusiasm to come here, and they'll get trained by the CETA, and they'll get an NQF5 certificate.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
Wow. That is extraordinary. And so people can...
Wow.
And you go to the app, Woman Radio. That's as simple as that.
Oh, Woman Radio.
Just
Woman
go
Radio.
to Woman Radio. And and we've got our app there, and we own the app, and it is just amazing. There's
there we
Woman
go.
Radio.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
And that's our app there. And you can advertise on our app there.
Okay.
Anything there. So anybody who wants to advertise, you know, I paid for this ad myself.
Oh, wow.
You know, so yeah, we ask people, why is your ad not here? Because everything is digital, and we're a digital radio station. And so everything is done on your phone. So the biggest problem is that it's not easy for a digital radio station because data is very expensive in South Africa. If you don't have a Wi-Fi, you cannot listen to Woman Radio. So we're trying to find innovative ways of getting people to listen, because we've seen half the online radio stations just getting closed. So that's a big challenge as well.
Definitely.
Oh, but it's great. We will go check it out. We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
Will.
Now, also, Yvonne, because you've behind you, we saw the golds and the platinums, but also, I mean, you're no stranger to feature in magazines, and of course, you're on the cover of Word magazine. And if any of the viewers haven't checked out Word magazine, you just got to go do it. It's a free publication. There you are on the cover of the Word magazine, of course. What was that like? What was that experience like?
I must say that, you know, Lisa and her team were amazing. And for the fact that they were collaborating with Mahala Monday, with Word magazine, I just found it to be extraordinary. You know, sometimes people in this space, we just want to hold things, but the collaboration that you guys, Mahala Monday and Word magazine have, it was just so brilliant. It was just so amazing to work with Lisa. It was a whole day's shoot. And I hope people have got this magazine because it's quite informative, you know. You've got different people, they interview different people, and it's just one of those amazing magazines.
Definitely.
It is truly, and I must say, those photos are fantastic. Well, look at that. That's just like, what are you thinking there? That's what I'm like, she's thinking something. Or is she angry? No, she's not there. She's happy.
Stunning. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, no, you got to go check out the Word. Any of the viewers, if they haven't, just go online, go to Word magazine. Absolutely brilliant, and you will see Yvonne there, of course, which was on the cover in April. That was issue 20.
Issue 20.
Issue 20. That's right. Yeah.
So,
it's at www.wordmag.co.za. So go and read up about it, and you get more information about our princess there as well. So do yourself a favor and go have a look. I do believe we do have a comment coming up as well, because I was highlighted there as well. There was a comment coming up.
Yeah. So here we go. Wow, how inspiring is what Anthony says. How's it, Anthony? Great to hear from you. Anthony says, if one person can do so much good and make a difference, how much more can't we all accomplish if we all did it? Imagine if we were all involved. 100% Anthony Botha. 100%. We all agree with that. Thank you very much for that. But Yvonne, what can I say? This is just, you've always been an inspiration, but you've almost taken it to a different level now.
Yeah.
And like you said, you are so blessed. You're so aware of what is around you, and thank you for being so inspirational. Thank you for being the person that you are. That speaks to us. That tells us how it is. Because sometimes there's a huge disconnect between us and our surrounds as humans. You know, in society. But you are consciously involved, you're making an effort, and you try to lead the way. So thank you for doing that. And long may it continue. Long may it continue.
Thank you.
Well, I thank you for your time and everything. And it has not been easy, you know. At 57, I decided to go to school. So I went to the Henley Business School to do my honors. And it wasn't very easy, but I'm grateful for the chance which was given to me, because, you know, you have to accept your vulnerability and say, I'm ready to be teachable. You can't claim to know it all. There are those who know better than you and suck that information. And I think maybe in the next couple of months, I'll register for my MBA. Because if I'm attending board meetings and trying to do this business, and for it to make sense to me, I have to give myself, you know, time to go and study as well. So I'm happy that I've completed my PG Dip, my honors, and ready to do my MBA.
Wow. No, listen, fingers crossed, and good luck. Good luck with all of these things.
Well
done. Good luck of all of these things. This is Can you imagine if somebody, you're going to do a class now and the person sits next to you is Yvonne Chaka Chaka. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, there's going to be that person, right?
I would be that one who would probably not make it through a class because I would want to be with you all the time, just staring at you and being overwhelmed, and I'll probably forget all the subject.
I'm just wondering, the lecturers, what kind of benefits the lecturers will be? Oh, welcome class. Well, Yvonne, don't worry about the assignment. Here it is.
I had very strict lecturers. I think I failed 2 of some assignments. You know, once you get about when you get just under 40, you're asked to rewrite the assignment, and I had 2 of those, and it was very, very difficult. And you know, academic writing for us, the creative people, and research. But you know what? You say to yourself, I always say to myself, I challenge myself. And because easy come, easy go, you know. So I challenged myself and I thought I really want to be this better person, and I may just as well just go for it, you know. You don't do half-baked cake. And I went full steam, and I'm just so grateful that when I'd written one of my assignments and my lecturer gave me this bad review, and I was thinking, oh my Lord, but I had to go and redo it, and I think I got 89% for it. Because, wow. It's like not taking things for granted, you know, saying I will try and just accepting, you know, when you're told this is not up to standard, and you say to yourself, you see, I've always accepted failure with a very warm hands, because I say, maybe I didn't put a lot of effort, and that's why I failed this assignment. So let me do more research. Let me go and get more information and put effort in it. And you know, I'm my worst critique. And I've just been so to have people who showed up for me, and me not saying things come very easy, because easy come, easy go. So you to go out there and say, I'm prepared to sit, learn, listen, suck it, and those who know better than me, give it to me.
Wow.
Here we go. Oh. Yvonne Chaka Chaka, what can I say? Other than being an inspiration, being as extraordinary. Definitely. I have one more.
Have you got more? One more.
I'm sorry, but I got to ask you for a favor. Okay, this is, I know I didn't ask you this before the time, and you've got no idea what I'm about to do.
I've got no idea right now.
But I got to ask you for a favor. This is just for me. But I love that song. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Can you just sing me the chorus part, please? Please. Please.
I'm in love with the DJ, or thank you, Mr. DJ. Which one of the two?
Thank you, Mr. DJ.
Thank you, Mr. DJ, for playing my song. Thank you. I've been waiting so long.
Yo.
Thank you,
Mr. DJ, for playing my song. Thank you. My love is so strong.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka, everybody. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for indulging me.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. And thank you to your viewers and listeners and everybody who loves Mahala Monday. It was real Mahala Monday.
Thank you, Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Look after yourself. Stay blessed. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yvonne Chaka Chaka, right here on Mahala Monday, and she sang a little thing. I asked her, she said yes. She did.
I need to take all of this in. This is overwhelming. Wow.
But you know what, Rhoda? This is and once again, big thanks to Yvonne for coming on and being here with us and talking to us. Once again, thank you very much. And what you got to do is you got to go check out the Word magazine. Like Rhoda said, you go to wordmag.co.za, go check out the magazine. It's absolutely brilliant. It really is. And of course, it is free.
It's free.
Which is great. And the content is out of this world.
Out of this world.
It really is out of this world. And it is absolutely awesome. And it's what a privilege it was as well to talk to Yvonne. But when you talk to her, I mean, we could have...
Oh my word, we could have continued.
Do you know what? I got given a whole thing with Quinn. We never got to... I'm here by 2. I'm by 2. I'm just saying. This is because you just want to talk to her all the time.
All the time.
When you hear all the things, how involved she is with everything. Now with this radio station.
The radio station. Oh my word.
Woman Radio. Go check it out. That's brilliant.
Get your app. have a look at it. I'm for sure going to look at this. It's something, we at Mahala Mondays always, there we go. So it's on our page there at the moment, at the bottom of our screen. Go and have a look, everybody. And you know what? It's about women empowering women. Go and have a look, because you know what? For me, it's important. What she said is, Yvonne is putting out there, she's putting back. And it makes me so excited at the end of the day to actually just listen to her and realize that after 40 years
of doing this. Wow.
of doing this, you know what? She's putting back. She's making
My
a
career
difference.
is the same age. Sorry, I just had to say. I'm obviously not, but you know what I mean. But you know what?
Woman radio.
No, it is brilliant. You got to go check it out. And thank you to our producers as well, the team who work on this show, because how quickly did they just put up all that information?
Exactly.
And this is why Mahala Monday is on Mahala Monday. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
So
Eat
true,
your heart
so
out,
true.
all the other TV stuff. Just saying. But once again, thank you very much to Yvonne for being here. True inspiration. I mean, somebody we grew up with, Rhoda.
Yes.
This is.
Can I tell you what is my favorite song?
I got it. What is it?
Boti. I'm telling you, brother, when I hear that song in my head, I'm basically singing there, dancing to that song.
Should have asked her to sing that too.
Timba.
Yeah. Timba Dava says, so inspiring. It truly is. Thank you, Timba, for commenting. Yes, it is. It is proper inspiring. You know what? Timba is touching on it. This is another thing I want to say. When you see somebody feeling and being so responsible, socially responsible as Yvonne, that is what we're talking about. That is the kind of inspiration we want to see. That is what we want to see. And it is brilliant to see it from such an icon, really.
Exactly.
And that is amazing.
Another
that is
thing,
amazing.
you know what? Another thing that came to mind during all of this, if you look at the time, she went through the struggle years. And you know how difficult it was for a black artist and a black woman to be able to become who she is today, which is our Princess of Africa. You know how hard that was. And for me, it's a true inspiration for any youth out there, any singers out there, anybody wanting to go into this career, like she did, persevere.
Yeah.
You
Just
know?
don't give up.
Just don't give up.
Don't
and
give
up
up.
until today, she still shows exactly that. So for the artists and people out there, and families, and especially mothers and fathers, like she said, her mother didn't want her to be a singer. If it is what you want, then really put everything into it and make it
happen. Make it happen. Also, what you got to do as a viewer, go check out the Princess of Africa Foundation. Of course, you can also get involved, because Princess of Africa Foundation involved with various projects, and that gives you the ability as well to do your bit and be part of it. So if you want to make a donation or find out more information, those details are there at the bottom of your screen. The Princess of Africa.co.za. That is where you go, and that, of course, is Yvonne's foundation, which is really fantastic. But Rhoda, you know what? I know we're going to go now, and once again, we just want to thank you very much for watching and being. Sending all the wonderful comments, of course, and keep that stream going, keep the chats going. You know, more people will comment on it, and thank you for sharing. But I gotta go back to the very first. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. I gotta go back to the very first thing. See how she said it started. She went with a different person to a room, and then the person just said, "Can you sing?"
Exactly.
And said, "I found my girl." And she was like, "No, I don't really. I'm here with this one. I'm gonna go. Let me stand outside or whatever."
Exactly.
In a boardroom, the guy, she said 5 or 4 or 5, no, 5 rands, she said. It was 4 or 5 rands or 4 or 5, yeah, it was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 rands, purple ones, that's what she said the man gave her. And a star was born.
And a star was born. Just
Right
like that.
right there, what a moment.
So if the opportunity knocks, you
What
must
a moment.
open that door.
What a moment. There it is. Is that it?
I think that's it, Dougal. What a fabulous show, guys.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy yourself and stay warm, please.
Definitely keep cozy, keep warm. Thank you once again to the wonderful, the amazing Yvonne Chaka Chaka for joining us here this evening on Mahala Monday. Thank you very much to you for being here. Remember to like and share, and we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. When is our next show?
Our next show is, that's what I wanted to say, Dougal. Next week is a public holiday.
100%.
So we are not available. Okay. So we'll only see
public
the
holiday.
following Monday. Yes, it is Youth Day. So you know
100%.
what? We're going to be celebrating
So
our
we'll
youth.
see you on the 23rd.
That's right. So we're going to be celebrating our youth. And we will definitely see you on the 23rd.
I'm 23rd. Still youth. Are you still youth? I'm still youth.
I am still youth, Dugald. Don't take this grey hair for everything. I am still youth.
Okay.
So we'll see you the 23rd.
We're not youth, are we?
Don't go there, man.
Until next time, thanks for watching. Look after yourselves and everybody around you. And we'll see you soon on the next installment of Mahala Monday. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.